Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time it's another Brüel Kjær level recorder 2306. So this is a one channel paper level recorder, right? I also got a 2309, I think it was. That's a two channel recorder, and I think it is based on the same mechanics. And the reason why I figure that out is, let me show you, because here on the back we still see this logarithmic potentiometer, and you can take this out and this connects to this slider what's driving the pen via a linear motor. So this is why I think it is exactly the same electronics, mechanics and all that involved in the drive. This one was saved from a trash can, I think, because look at that. The wire has been cut like that. And here is a power supply plug-in module. I don't know if there's also a battery inside, because you can run off charge or battery like that. So I think I will start to disassemble this thing a little bit more. So let's see what we have. I can't plug this in. So okay, so the power supply is a 2808. Well, that's interesting. So I took out the power supply, and this is exactly the same size as their battery pack. So I believe this is a either power supply or a battery pack kind of plug-in module. It's actually nice and compact. So this is only making 1 voltage, and I believe this is exactly the same power supply as I was missing for my 2309 level recorder. So that is a neat thing. I also think there's this little release mechanism here is broken, so I can't really open and get in here. You don't pull, you need to click. Somehow this is releasing something. So, and look at the front, no screws or anything. So how do you disassemble this unit? See, the case is made in one piece. This is welded all the way around here, and I can show you. See, welded together all the way around like that. So you are not going in like that. So how the heck do you disassemble this? And I can't get anything out the front, because look at that. We got screws here, as you can see, all the way down. And you can't access the head because it's down here. We got 2 layers of metal here at the front. So I think this is the way. But there's, maybe this is a loose piece here. Maybe. How to disassemble? It was right. Underneath the 4 knobs, they actually hide the little nuts here inside a little spacer like this, so you can't see from the outside what they're trying to do. So they're hiding stuff for you, huh? And now we can get in. It's that simple. Easy. I'm not getting in. So all the hidden screws here, they were underneath the front plate. And they actually did something similar over here underneath this nice and shiny stainless steel here, and they glued this in. And the reason why I know that is because I can actually see some leftovers of glue in here, and tiny little drops if I look really careful. Under here I see glue, and also under here. So if I bend this or kind of crack this open, I'm probably gonna bend this, but there's no other way. I need to get in here to fix it. I got switches that's not working, I got mechanics that's not working. This is locked up, so I can't open it, and I need to repair this open close mechanism. Well, what do you want? Something that is working or something that is not working? I don't know what to do, really. The decision is to fix it, right? Oh man, and there's no other way to get in here and to get this electronics out. I need to... Ew. Holy crap. So that took 1,000,000 minutes to figure out how to get the drive out here. And I haven't gotten all of it out. So here's the stepper motor that is feeding the paper. And you can actually grab it here and fast forward it. So that is quite alright. And here is the broken release mechanism. All you have to do is push it in. So I think this is something I can easily repair, or just 3D print something here. They'll be able to do this if the rest seems to be working. So I'll put it to the side. Here is a little locking mechanism that was jammed here in this hole. There's actually a little spring. I don't know if you can see this. There's a hole in there, and I had this little spring and this. Here's a little mark where the spring was, and this piece here goes here, so this pushes to that drive here. Slide here, so it is nice and stiff all the way up and down. See, I removed, here's this hinge under here, because I still can't get this out. I figured out if I take a screwdriver and a blade and stick in the blade and carefully cut all the way around here while I am bending a little bit. See, I already started here to give it a little loose. See, like that, only a little bit so I don't bend it. At least that is my trick so far. See, that is real easy. Just take a few centimeters at a time and then carefully go around with a thin blade like this. Give it a little push and then it's easy. It only takes a few hours. So, only a few minutes later, and look at that. I got it out without bending it or destroying it. Isn't that cool? So the trick with the screwdriver and doing a little bit of lift up and then carefully cut around is now solved. There was once a very clever dude who once said to me, in production you will never ever want to use glue in any type, form or shape. And I guess the guys at Brüel Kjær did not have a clever guy like that to tell them that was a bad idea. So look at that. This is the impossible mission to service this unit because of that. I think I am going to win over this sooner or later. So that will be the 3 LEDs. They go like this. I think I need to desolder these so this PCB is not going to cause a lot of pain because I can't have this aluminium plate here, because I need to access both the top and the bottom. But so far you can see the linear drive, and that is exactly what I said. The same as the 2309, the 2-channel recorder. We're using exactly the same linear drive. And down here is another PCB with all the drive goodies. Actually, as you can see, we got 2 more PCBs, 3 in total. So I was able to fix all the switches. Now this one can move as well. So, and I cleaned them and re-lubricated them and all that kind of stuff. But I also found this little error here, and it can only be that one. But let's look a little bit on that one. See, this one is actually soldered. What kind of solder job is this? Real good, huh? Not so good. So I need to do everything, you know. So here's the inside of the power supply. I was a little bit worried because the cable was cut, but there was no need to worry at all. I just put in a new cable, and that's actually how it was done. It powers up, and this is how it works: 0 volts and plus 11, unregulated, because this is just going to simulate a battery pack, so it doesn't matter exactly what kind of voltage you got. So this looks a little bit like you could have put in batteries like that, right? And then it will go out the holes down here. So what I've done is I've added a little plus down there, because then I can see how this inserts, and then I can try to put in some DC into the unit. So here we go. It is actually working. I've assembled as much as I can before I need to close it completely down. And here's my test. I put in a little piece of paper here in between. I think I can show you why. Turn it off. See, this piece of paper here. It's because there is a magnet down there. And that magnet, it works like this. You put in the pen cartridge, and that pushes down the pen to the paper using a magnet. So of course there needs to be a little bit of a lift, otherwise it can't move, right? So that is what I was creating with the paper, because if I leave it like this, it is of course not going to slide. And it's let me do that again. So here this is the power on off, and this is the pen drive. And turn off the pen drive, and I can turn on the paper motor, but it's lying here, so I want to put this in now, and then we should be able to see that works as well. And then we can set up DC in linear position, and this is the sensitivity. If this one is not in 0, then sensitivity will be also the position. See? And it's all the way to the end. Or if I crank it a little bit more to the right. Now I'm in the middle, or all the way to the right. So this is something to poke around with, and this is the timing. So now it's running as fast as it can. So now it's filtered by this system, so there's sort of like some filters. And that will be the paper speed. And this switch I fixed adjusts for AC lock. DC lock is in the middle, so you can actually see it's a lock. And that is DC linear. It's only using what, under 200 milliamps at 8 volts with the pen motor, so I expect it to be using quite a lot more when I got the other motor running, right? But now I think I can assemble everything. So now I have assembled the motor unit. I just wanted to show this little thing here. Remember earlier in the video I explained about this little rubber thing and the spring, and that was the one that was preventing this from being able to move. So now that it is assembled correctly, it makes this move in a really nice and stable way. Okay, I must say it is a little bit, you see, I really need to push it quite hard. It's probably not supposed to be this hard really. And this little rubber thing here is the end. It goes dook, like that. See? And it is in the unit like this. Now it's not falling down. Bunk. Quite nice. I'll see about this adjustment, because I can move this unit a little bit more left or right. See, and I think I need to move it a little bit more to the left. But I also need to verify. Aha, so here is the big mystery. There isn't really any room. They should have made a little bit of a gap. Ooh, this is not going to be good. Tolerances, you know. I think I am actually ready now. All this mechanics here, we got some bearings in each side, and they kind of turned themselves into chewing gum. But look now. Ooh, now we spin. This is the fastest speed, and I can even load it a little bit. Yeah. And it kind of jump over here. It's actually spring loaded for exactly that purpose. So when you block it, see, it's just gonna either stall the motor or jump it. I actually added a tiny little drop of oil here, and then I wiped it away. And now I can take this and move it much better. So it's still kind of stuck and all that. It's supposed to be a little bit stuck. But now it's not feeling like you're breaking something. I think that is exactly how it's supposed to be. Look how beautiful it went after super deep clean. Look at that. I took this front plate in the kitchen and used a lot of washing soap and hot water. Now it is super clean. That is actually a little scratch. Somebody's nail maybe made this. But it's really beautiful after a deep clean. So now everything here is reassembled, paper is in, and I will call it a day. So this is how you feed the paper, and then you put on this little plastic thingy here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Probably not. Clickety click, and then it holds the paper real nice and good. Click, and then we're done. Power supply will go in, because that is repaired and restored as well. And I also cleaned that so it's nice and beautiful. Oh, there's a lot of force on that. the spring contacts. I need to show you this as well. This is a very normal way that they did this. In many of their plotters, they're done exactly this same way. So there's a linear drive motor that drives this slider, and that slider touches this resistor potmeter, and then that potmeter here connects to all the feedback points and all that kind of stuff. And those you can swap to all sorts of different types. This one is the 50 dB, the range, and it's logarithmic and all that kind of stuff. So this is the one. And you can actually see the different resistors in there, and the laser trimmed, and then they are painted so nice. I've already showed those before in another plotter, but it's really nice to see it again. Actually, also in the other plotter I showed, that was the 2309, then there was spares with other dBs mounted, so you can just change them. But here I also cleaned it. We had a lot of dust collected in here, and this is just pushing the dust back and forward. But now it's completely ready for assembly. And now it is completely done, running on the power supply, and I should be able to power it up and turn on the pen drive. And now it's of course going super slow. And yeah, it is now able to pull the paper. I really hope it will go smooth all the way, and there's not going to be any click, clack, skip. But I think that is good. Let's see if it can go full speed. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and please come again tomorrow. Bye bye.